If the word branding is confusing or you're not sure what it actually means and it feels hard and challenging, you, my friend, are in the right place. I'm Yong Pratt, and I'm joined today by Laurie Baines. Today, we're going to demystify what this word branding actually means and how we see it shifting in this new era of beingness. Welcome. Hi, Laurie.
Hello, I'm so glad to be here.
Can you share a little bit more about your background? And then I'll share mine and we'll talk about why we're coming together in this way.
Sure. Hello, everyone. I am Laurie Baines, and I'm a brand strategist and designer. I have experience in corporate design and entrepreneurship and for over 30 years now. And over the years, I have grown as a human. I have done a lot of inner healing and self development and things. And as I was growing my own business, I was noticing that I kept coming up against things over and over again and in my own brand. And as I was growing and changing, I wanted my outer experience to reflect more of my inside. And so I really feel like what we're bringing together here is this new representation of the inside or the outside reflecting the inside. And it's something that I've really adopted in my own branding and that I've seen with clients and that Yong and I have worked on together. And I'm really excited about this opportunity to do this together.
Yes, this is a new experience for us. We're calling this an experiment.
Mm.
We're not exactly sure what we want this to end up looking like. We created this experience of coming together and sharing our unique perspectives about branding and about business and about showing up in the world more yourself. We wanted to peel back the curtains a little bit about this because there is like the shroud of mystery around branding. And before we find out what branding really is and what it isn't, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Yong Pratt of Illuminating You Productions, and I help you to reconnect with the wisdom in your body so that when we do things like branding, we can make sure that who you are on the inside is being reflected on the outside versus how the world works largely right now, where so much is outside of us. We discover or we decide who we are based on external feedback. And in my world, it's about the internal knowing so that you can lead a life being that leading character in your life instead of being dictated and told what to do by the outside world. So we're really bringing our worlds together in a beautiful way because we met in September. We met in person, which was glorious when you can take online friendships and meet together in person. And we were paired up for a project at this event. And from there, we've had many conversations about branding and business and what we see is happening because for the both of us, we are both human design projectors. And even if you know nothing about human design, it's really a way of seeing ourselves energetically and learning where in our lives we have outsourced our energy and our being to other people, and really returning to this place of sovereignty where you use the energy you have in your body that is unique to you to benefit you rather than to keep running yourself ragged, which explains a lot of things in the world these days about tiredness and overwhelm. And because we're so busy trying to be all things to all people, we're forgetting the one person who runs the show, and that is ourselves. So
Yeah.
us coming together is really about peeling back the curtain. And I think I use the metaphor of the Wizard of Oz. There's that great wizard, and he's behind this curtain, and he's this big talking head. And yet when they peel back the curtain, there's just this man behind there running all the things. And so we want to get to that wizard without having the external face or the persona that is a certain representation of yourself that's not really who you are at your heart.
I love that example.
Mm, thank you. Before we begin talking about branding and really demystifying what it is, I would love for us to take a moment and get into our bodies. And if you want to move your body in any kind of way, I tend to sway back and forth. You can move your arms up and down, but really move your body in some way. So you just feel your body in the space. That could be your feet on the floor. That could be your seat in your chair. Really connecting with what you're feeling. Is your seat soft? Is it hard? Is the floor soft or hard? Really attributing some sensation and awareness of the sensations you're feeling in your body right now. And if it feels good, you can let your eyes close here. Otherwise, if you want to keep them open and just watch, that is fine too. This is your adventure. You get to choose the level at which you want to play with us. Taking a moment, whether you're standing or seated or lying down, and you're just going to shake your body. Just give it a shake. And as you're shaking, just imagining anything that maybe has been a stressor, any challenges, anything you faced before joining us on this video, just letting it all fall off of your body. With each shake, something else falls off. If you were a Lego person and each shake threw off some Legos that you don't need right now, just letting them fall away. And really letting your breath do what it's going to do. And now coming back into stillness and just noticing anything you notice. There's no right or wrong. For instance, I notice my fingers are a little tingly. They're a little warmer than when I started. My body feels a little bit invigorated, and that feels great in this space as well. And as you find your bearings in this space, really letting go of the identities other people have given you. For example, maybe someone handed you a script that says, this is how you be a mom, or another script about, this is how you run a business, and another script of, this is how you market your business. All of these external expectations and obligations we've taken on, allowing your grip on them to loosen. And imagining yourself in this space of you're living your life without having those pressures, pushing down and squashing who you know yourself to be and the dreams that you have inside of you. It's like taking off a mask or unzipping a costume that is too tight and stepping out of it. Really just letting it fall away. And just checking in with yourself and asking the question, who do I get to be today? Who do I want to be today? And what would feel good to create today? Whether or not you got feedback from yourself or the universe, it's okay. We're just simply asking questions so that we can be the most present we can be in this space together. And when you're ready, if your eyes are closed, letting them flutter back open. Welcome back to this space, everyone. Laurie, I would love to talk about the word branding because I think there are a lot of myths and misconceptions about what that actually is. What is it when we talk about branding? What is it that we're doing?
Branding is how you show up. It is the presence that you bring, the words that you use. It is the feelings that you evoke in other people. And it is what people remember about you. So it really is your presence. And it's your energy. It's what kind of impression or feeling do you leave people with when you interact with them? And what is your energy levels like? How inviting are you when you walk into a room or when you start a conversation? It is not your logo. It is not the colors or the fonts or your photography. Those are all reflections of who you are. So they are pieces of the bigger puzzle of your actual brand identity, but it's a very small portion of it. And so many people get caught up in the visual aspects of branding and thinking that's all they need. But actually, it's just a really small part of it.
I love that so much because it's such a broad piece. It's not one little thing, it's a combination of a lot of things when you take them all together. And I love that you brought it back to the felt sense because so much of the branding that I have experienced in my 20 plus years as an entrepreneur is from the outside in. People saying, hey, this is what I think your branding should look like. This is what would go. I'm going to ask you very few questions. And then from that 5-minute conversation, I'm going to put together a brand and give you a logo and colors and fonts and all those things. And I've had several experiences with that happening. What we want to do in this series is really take you behind the scenes of what it looks like to create a brand so that it can evolve with you. Because as you grow as a person, as you gain skills and knowledge and confidence in what it is you're offering the world, we want to make sure that every representation of us still looks and feels like us. And it's
Absolutely.
not someone else's version of us that we thought we had to box ourselves in with, because so much of what we see in the world of branding is this boxing in, of making you fit into this box because it's comfortable for other people, because they can better understand you when you're in this little tiny box. And none of us are meant to be in these boxes. We are whole, beautiful humans who have a lot of facets. We have a lot of gifts. And the phrase, you contain multitudes, is so true for each of us. Yet in life, only a few of those multitudes are being seen, or we only share a few because it feels like, oh, those are what other people expect from us. It's easier than digging into the meaty, juicier stuff that Laurie and I work with our clients and getting to the heart of you, really helping you to distill who you are and what that might look like in a tangible sense. And it does not start from the outside in with graphics and colors and logos and all those things. Those come when you have a really good sense of the foundational parts of you. And that is definitely the most challenging part of it. And it's the part we all want to skip over because we just want the thing. We're wanting to grab out those beautiful things and have a beautiful logo and a beautiful website. And unless they're true reflections of us, there will always be this level of dissatisfaction within. I know I experience this a ton with what I present on my website, for instance, versus what I have to offer today.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
And there will always be that disconnect if you are not leading from here. If you have to put on a new persona based on what you're doing or what you're offering or who you're talking to, if you always have to be have a different face in front of all these people, no one's going to really know who you are.
Yes.
And I feel like that happens more often than not. people are trying to show up in a way that they know they'll be accepted or appreciated, not just showing up as they are, being who they are, and not caring what anybody else thinks. And that's such a hard thing to do. But to truly step into who you are and to truly go after your dreams and your visions, like you need to have that deeper connection and actually get there. And it certainly isn't something I can tell you or Yong can tell you. We might be able to help you see it in a different perspective or a different light so that you can actually understand, but we're not telling you what to do for sure.
Yes, and I think that's a very different energy than what is often seen in the world about follow these steps and someone literally telling you what to do and how to enact them in their way. And we're asking you to show up in a different way where you get to be self-led. As human design projectors, we're able to see deeply into you. And so when you're with us in our spaces, you're probably going to feel yourself in a very different way, in a deeper way, because that's what our work asks of you. Recently, my daughter was sharing, she's taking a communications class in college. And over in the book, it says, when you're going to speak in a way that you think others want to hear, meet their expectations, like over and over, it's reconditioning us. It's telling us over and over again that who you are is not okay. So here's some rules to follow. And one of them was don't be humorous. Don't use any self-deprecating comments or just be a different person. And it's so frustrating because in this day and age, that is still the lesson at a college level. So no wonder it's so confusing. We're asking more on a soul level so that we can help to articulate your brand in a meaningful way. We've all learned these lessons that you can only speak so loud, or you have to change your voice because you want to be palatable to people. All these lessons that we have practiced for decades of our lives. And now here we are asking you to put all that down, and it can feel a little bit daunting, a little scary even, which is why at the beginning, we did a little bit of moving our body to feel safe in the moment because so much of how we learn to be visible in the world has changed the way our physical bodies interact with the world. And when there's changes in our physical body, that changes how and if we use our voices in a way that it's meant to be used. This is really an experiment for us to make visible what most people in this arena of branding and body work and marketing don't ever show you. The work that goes into creating a brand that feels like you. So when you look at your website, when you send somebody to your social media, you're so excited to share with them what's there because it's a true reflection of you. Because for so long, even with my website, I never wanted to send anybody there because it was so outdated based on what I used to do and how my work, even in the past 6 months, has evolved. And to really
Always
normalize this,
growing. It's
yeah, yeah, to normalize growth happens internally, and yet when you grow internally, the external also gets to grow and expand. So it's an ever-changing thing. And Laura, you have this beautiful visual of branding as a spiral, not like some bullseye that you hit. Can you share that with us?
sure. Branding along with growth goes around and around. So you revisit the same things. You're in different seasons of your business. You've experienced things over and over again. And each time you go around the circle, you're experiencing it from a different level. So it's a spiral that is going up, almost like you're driving round and round up a mountain to the tippity top. And you might circle back around the same issues or the same concerns. But when you circle back around, there might be a little bump in the road. But as you come back around, you have new knowledge, you have new understanding and more confidence. And eventually it just evens out again. And then you continues to go around and it continues to go around. And one of the things that I've noticed is probably I've broken down seasons of your business. You start out and you're in the beginning stages where you're starting to seed ideas and you're unsure really on what it is that you want to do. And so you're tapping into your skill set or things that light you up. And then you're weaving in ideas from other people. And then maybe you are pushing new limits for yourself. And then in another level, you are attracting all of the right people and you have new ideas for things that you want to put out into the world, but you haven't resolved some of these things over here and you've let them simmer on the back burner or you've not addressed them and your brand is not reflective of the journey that you've been on. And so knowing that you're going to come back around and revisit things, but you're going to see it with a new light and a new perspective because you're always growing. And in order to reach those visions and those goals that you have in your life, you need to reflect back on some of those things so that you can move forward.
That visual is just so good about you're going up to the top of the mountain and sometimes you slide back because maybe you skipped something or you forgot a piece of luggage and you have to take it with you, or you have to go revisit it because something doesn't quite match yet. And then the going back down the track and back up again, it really goes to building a stronger foundation so that when you're at the top, then you have things to support the growth of you, support the growth of your business in a way that is sustainable. And that word right now in the world we live in, sustainability, is such an important piece of business. Because for so long we were told, just do these things, slap on this formula, do this process. And they were all from somebody else. And most of us never understood that we needed to put in parts of ourselves into those systems to make them foundational. Because right now they're hanging on the periphery. They're not really part of you, yet there's something that you do in the world that, as your business grows, are not sustainable because they never were integrated into the wholeness of you. And this experiment that we're doing, we're just here peeling back the curtain, letting you see behind the scenes of what we view branding is, what it isn't, and how you can then come along the journey with us to really investigate for yourself this idea of branding, what it means to you, and how you might take any wisdom that we share here and infuse it into your brand.
Love that.
This is so exciting for us to be here and share this in this way because this is putting me in some discomfort because coming from a performing arts background, I learned over decades that what you put on the stage is this final finished piece. There's a beauty about it, and the mistakes happen backstage or in the classroom behind closed doors. So now we're reversing it, and so now we're here to show
Messy middle.
the humanization of this process, because we don't want to be out there like so many brands are out there showing you the end result without showing you how they got there, because it's never a straight line. It's always this spiral up and down. And sometimes you might leave a spiral altogether and be somewhere else, like adjacent to it.
Sure.
And that's the part that we feel is missing in this discussion about branding. Showing you the real work that we feel is so necessary, especially in this world of AI, when it's more important than ever to show your real self. And that real self may need some excavating, because we get so much practice being versions of ourselves for different people in different situations. And now we get to take all that back and really get to, what is it that I really want to be offering? Who do I want to be? Who do I know myself to be that no one else sees? That's the part of this process of branding and showing you this behind the scenes and doing this experiment in the first place, because that's the real work of branding, I believe.
Absolutely. I love that. Such a really good explanation.
Laurie, any final thoughts about branding, what people who are watching might take away if they're considering their business and their brand? Based on what we've said today and shared, what's one thing they could take away and consider today? Not to do or take action on, just to consider, to see how it feels.
Let's see. Let's keep this really simple. I feel like this journey is all about coming back to yourself. It's all about figuring out what works for you, what lights you up, because you could have hired the best coaches, you could have learned all kinds of processes from other people and things, strategies and theories and ideas may have worked for other people. But if it goes against your energy, your ways of being, how you work, how you live your life, and how you structure your business, if it's not meant for you, you're not going to get the same results. So I feel like a bigger part of this process is, again, peeling back all of the other layers, all of the clouds and cobwebs and all of the things that have been layered on top of you all of these years, and just breaking free from that and just letting go of all of that with a fresh perspective and being open to that. Being open to that.
Yes, being open to it, not having to be certain, just being open to the possibilities, right? That's what we ask of our clients. Sometimes we don't ever know what's going to happen in an interaction, yet when we open ourselves up to the energy of the interaction and really show up as our full selves with open hearts, to take away what we need to take away, because as we share, there are going to be things that resonate with you. Some of them won't, and that's okay.
Yeah.
We're giving you permission, not that you need it, to take the bits that feel good and just juicy, or maybe you're curious about. Take those away. Play with them in your body. Take them for a walk. Get in your body and let your body and the signals it tells you guide the process for you. Laurie, thank you so much for sharing your amazing wisdom on this journey. I look forward to our next conversation. And for all of you out there, the invitation is this. If you have questions about branding, pop them underneath this video. We would love to address them. We have ideas on some of the myths we want to debunk along the way, because there are a lot of myths about branding that are touted as truth. And we really want to, again, peel back the layers and show you what that really means. Because unless you're able to take this information and apply it in a tangible way, let it be part of your body and your lived experience, it's not going to move the needle as much as you being able to do it in a way that feels good to you.
Absolutely.
Thank you all for joining us. We will catch you on the next episode.
Thank you.